Taylor and Gio here, and we have your boys Rox and Scotch. So today we are working on two different things. First one we first started off with was jumping. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. But the second thing we worked on is, which we're leading on to right here, is dog handling exercises. Yes. So really important thing to do with your puppy is to manhandle them. That sounds horrible, but you need to touch your puppy often in a good way, meaning don't just roughhouse with them and play with them, and that's the only thing they understand about your hands coming towards them is rough play or potentially being restrained. So again, sometimes dogs, the only thing, you're only going to touch me and handle me if you're going to have me restrained at a vet, or you're going to play rough with me. However, we want them to be calm when hands are coming to approach them, and that way you can start helping them. You can start helping them realize hands do not always mean play. Hands don't always mean I'll lick it to death, like Mr. Scotch here. So we are gently touching him like Gio's doing with Rox. She is touching his ears, getting him used to that sensation. Let's say he has an ear infection one day. He's going to need to remain calm so you can put the eardrops in his ear. You're a good boy, Scotch. You know I'm talking. I'm working with you. So you want your puppy to remain calm for a lot of different situations. Maybe we want to teach them how to accept getting their nails clipped in the future. Well, they need to keep their paws still and accept it. Maybe they have a tooth infection in the future. They need to keep their mouth still so we can lift their lips. All of these things make it really important for you to get used to getting the habit of handling your dog. And of course, using treats while you do it. Dogs don't really like being touched like that, so you have to kind of convince them, pay them to be touched like that. That sounds horrible, but that's a good way to see it. So again, so for Mr. Scotch, I'm going to demonstrate what I've been doing. For Mr. Scotch, this is way harder for him than Rox. Scotch loves being touched. He loves it so much that you can't touch him without him licking your hand to death. Rox is the same thing. So I'm rewarding him with a treat whenever he's remaining calm enough for me to touch him. So for example, I'm going to touch his collar. Now you see how he immediately went from my hand. He associated my hands with giving treats, which is of course is going to happen. But I need him to not always go for my hand. Good boy. You can see him turn his head away and make a conscious decision to turn his head away. Now Mr. Rox, what Gio is doing, she's going for his paws, and when he chooses to leave her hand alone that's going for that paw, she's going to give him a treat, and tell me he's a good boy and give him a treat. Good, and your clicker really can help with this exercise because they know exactly when they are doing something correctly. You got it. Let me hold it. So I'm starting off with his collar because this is the most comfortable place, and I'm going to move to his ear. Good job. And that's how you start introducing other aspects of it. Again, starting at his face was too hard, so I kind of went behind his face to his collar, and then started inching my hand up towards his ear. That's how you start doing it. So, like Rox is doing, look how calm he is while she's messing with his ear, being all weird, you know. We want him to be okay with that because, again, if he has to go to the vet, you don't want your dogs to fight the vet. And when dogs fight what you're doing, potentially as they grow up, they may start nipping, and then they may start biting because they don't like that certain thing that you're doing to them. We don't want them to ever get to that point.
Rox also does not like his paws being handled. He makes a face and he pulls it away. So I'm rewarding him for holding, allowing him to keep his paw in my hand, which is a big deal for him because I can definitely tell he's pretty uncomfortable, but that's okay. Good boy, good job. And another way how this bleeds into jumping, because we know that jumping has been an issue, is teaching them how to accept being handled also goes hand in hand with the excitement level when they come and greet you guys or other people. Most people are coming in and they're petting them really rough and they're encouraging, all of that excitement. So when you start teaching them how to receive proper handling and proper pets, you will see less of that jumping and less of that excitement because you're actually not encouraging all that crazy behavior. So they're going to be more likely to just remain calm to receive nice pets. Good boy. Good job. Good job. Good. You're tired. You're doing so good. Good. Yeah.
See, these two are doing really good with this. So I added element Gio's doing. Now she is walking away and then going back to Rox to see what he would do. Scotch isn't quite there yet.
Good job. So this is how you can teach a dog to receive nice, calm pets. Obviously, I'm not going to start there. That is the finish line, how people greet puppies. But this is how you do it. You gotta cultivate the calm first, and then we go in and simulate moments that'll actually happen, which are much more excited greetings. Now, obviously, we realize we're practicing this on their mats. We're gonna take their mats away in just a minute so you can see what that looks like without the mats. All right.
You want to jump in, right?
So now we're transitioning into jumping exercise. We have already started working them on being much calmer. Now we're going to approach them, and we are going to be very exciting, very enticing. And what we're looking for here is for 4 paws to stay on the floor. But if they do jump, if they, you see them kind of jumping, as long as they're not jumping towards us and they're correcting themselves, we're willing to reward them for that.
Good boy. So even though Scotch got up, I'm going to give him a treat for this because he did not jump on us. Again, we want 4 paws on the floor. He can still be walking around, that's fine. But as long as he's not jumping, we don't mind what he's doing.
Hi, what are you doing? Hi, good boy, good boy, how you doing? Hello.
Good job. He walked away, which is fine too.
Good job. Good job. Good boys. Good. All right, now I'm going to take one mat away. I do love that they choose to go to their mats by themselves, but when they are being greeted or you want them to stop being so exciting, they may not always have their mat present.
Hi, guys. How are you doing? Hi, Scotch. Hi. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hello.
So right there, I'm looking at Rox's face while James doing this. We're going to say, be very mindful. Do not let the kids practice this. This should be the adults only practice. And you see what happens when your face is close. Rox tends to, he wants to, oh, I want to nip, I want to get up. We don't want him nipping the kids. So we want to make sure that when you do practice, be very careful and make sure you're quick.
Good job, Scotch. Good. So Scotch did a little pitter-patter there. It's very obvious that a lot of this is conditioned because they do hang out with the kids. But he did resist, which is really good to see. He did shuffle a little, but he didn't jump towards me or on me.
No, we don't do that.
He's trying to lick your face, of course, as well.
Do that. Don't bark at me either. I see it on your face. Good boy. Good job. Good. Good. All right, then we're going to do one last test. I'm going to walk in from outside. You guys are free? You take away the last mat.
Come here, Rox. You cheating.
Try again. What do we do?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. What can we do? Good boy. Good. Good boy.
No, sir. Sit.
Good.
Boy.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. We learned some real good way you can see how you can shape the jumping. You have to wait them out. Be patient. When they finally stop jumping and they're on 4 paws on the floor, laying down or sitting, that's when you give them a treat. Let them know they did a good job. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed that video. We certainly enjoyed training with them today. See you later and bye.
See ya. All right.